All right. We're kicking off here. Thanks for getting on, guys. Like I said, this was totally like, I don't know if anyone's going to show up or not. But I know sometimes I need the extra, like, little bit of like, hey, you got this right before I start a program because I get really nervous still. Like, I'm like scared I'm going to fail. But okay, so you've been doing it for about a week.
Yep.
Sarah has been at it for, I think, a couple days now as well. She committed. You're starting week 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
she started the week before me.
So she's super ahead. But you guys, like, you could actually just share something, and I will post this in our group to give the girls. This is actually kind of cool. It'll give the girls an idea of maybe what to expect, what to prepare themselves for, the mentality that you guys have had. Like I was telling Kaylin, I'll just be totally transparent, especially since I'm going to share this with everyone because I want you guys to know I am totally down right now. I need to get myself in check. I did not feel good when I was taking my before pictures. I actually cried a little bit. And honestly, I think a lot of that is just because, you look at where you're starting and you realize, wow, how did I let myself get here? Like, this road ahead, why did I let myself get to this point? Now I have such a longer road to get back to where I want to be, and you just get in your head and you start getting upset at yourself and disappointed and honestly, like, all those things. Kaylin actually made a really sweet point. She was like, it's crazy that right now maybe I've only put on 10 pounds, but in the scheme of things, guys, I've lost over 35 pounds with Beachbody, and that's crazy. That's a lot of weight. And Sierra's lost 50, and so it's nuts. But the thing is like, you just get to a point where you want to always feel your best once you feel your best. And that kind of mentality of beating myself up, feeling disappointed in myself, that's exactly where I used to sit when I was in that place in my life. And that's not how I feel anymore. Even though I got like that for a second, I realized I can do this. We can all do this. We have the tools. I know this stuff works. I'm not going to sugarcoat that at all. If we follow stuff 100%, we are going to see results. So, Kaylin, why don't you kick it off? Sierra, if you can't say anything, that's totally cool. I know you are being a mom real hard right now. So, Kaylin, if you want to share anything, like, that would be super awesome.
Yeah, guys, when I decided, I haven't yet to go through a program 100%. I've watched Mackenzie do it. I've watched other coaches do it, and I've seen the results, and yet I still, there's something in the back of my mind that I question, and I don't ever want to fully commit. I don't want to go for it. Everyone sits there and they're like, but I have this going on, or this friend's coming over, or my family's getting ice cream. You don't want to miss out on those things, and you feel like you are. But the reason I really wanted to jump into this wasn't so much of the nutrition part. I mean, it was a lot of it, but we talk about what the shift is, a huge shift in your life. How can we make this shift to be a better you, to be a better, to live a better life, to live a happier life? What can we do? And the Shift Shop workouts and the nutrition is just a part of that. That's just the start. I recently just switched jobs. I quit a perfectly fine job that I had for 3 years. I wasn't happy. I decided to move on, and literally in a month, I got back into nursing school. There's just been a huge shift. I moved back home. I'm currently living with my grandmother, which is just crazy when I was living by myself. But anyway, so I jumped in last week. I just finished, actually had my last dinner, full on committed to every workout, the whole meal plan, and I feel great. I promised myself that I would go through with it, just as a part of this shift in my life, to just be a better me. And I'm not gonna lie, the first few days were hard, just because, like I said, the past few months have been super crazy making the decision. I've eat horribly. I haven't worked out. I've probably eaten more ice cream and drank more alcohol in the past 2 months than I have in the past 3 years, just because it's been stressful. And that's what we do. We get into those routines where things are just crazy, and you feel like you lose control. And that's the point where I was at. And that's why I saw this Shift Shop. I've been, everyone's been prepping for it for so long, and the coaches have been talking about it, and we watched it at Summit being revealed. And this is just the shift that I personally needed. And so this week I went through with it. The first few days, like I was saying, they were tough just because I had been overeating. You are reducing those calories just a little bit, just because you're eating the right amounts, and that's hard for your body to get used to, So within those first probably 4 or 5 days, you're probably going to feel a little bit hungry. I've been drinking a ton of water to compensate for that. But I just haven't given up. I didn't want to give up on myself. I don't want to give up on myself. And I want you guys to feel that motivation too. I don't know what, I think it's just, everyone talking about this program and how it's shifted their life overall. And that's what I want. That's the commitment I'm making to myself. And that's just something you have to decide, and you just have to go for it. The biggest thing is to be ready for it. With your go to the grocery store, prep your meals, make it easy for yourself. The easier you make it for yourself, the more work you put into it, the easier it is throughout the week. And when people are like, hey, you want to go to dinner? You know what? Maybe I'll come, but I already ate. No thanks. My family the other night was like, come for dinner. And I was like, that's fine. I'll bring my own. I actually sent Mackenzie a Snapchat of my meal in my hand. I was like, I'm so excited. Get excited about it. This isn't something that we can't be excited about. It's shifting your life. It's just something that I'm really excited about. So, week 1 is done. So I'm ready for everybody to start, and I'm ready to start week 2. So motivated. I'm ready.
I love that. I just want to add what she said about the shift in your life. That really is I've been able to work out with Chris and hear him speak. I actually met him when I was in New Orleans, and he is a special guy. And his whole purpose behind this is to help people, really find within themselves right here how they're so special and empowering and inspiring and strong. And when we were at New Orleans doing the live workout with him, he actually made us continue to be holding bear crawl stances. And we did 15, 20, 30, 45 a minute. Then we went back down. Then we went back up. And I'm telling you, I've never hurt so bad in my life. And he literally said, focus on whatever is making you hurt on the inside. Whatever scares you, or stresses you out, or you have anxiety about, or what's that barrier inside you, and focus your pain internally. And when I did that, it was like a no-brainer. It was like a minute went like that. The 45 seconds went like that. I didn't even feel anything in my legs. And so she's so right. This is so much about doing what we can do to change our insides, because that's really what's most important here. It's not really about the inches or the pounds, which that is gonna graciously fall off of us. But
it's a bonus. It's an added bonus.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Sierra, do you wanna add anything? If you can, if not, totally cool.
Sorry, I forgot I was on mute.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, no, I start. Can you guys hear me? Just
Yeah.
wondering. Yeah. Okay. I start week 3 on Wednesday, so I actually started when it came out. I gained weight when I went to the beach when I was on the come right back off. But I was going to wait until the group started, but I just really needed to commit myself to something, because I had some personal things with my family and everything going on. And I watched Mackenzie. It was the call, the team call that we were invited on with Chris Downing. I forget when that was. It was on YouTube.
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, when he talked about his story, I don't know if anyone else saw it or whatnot, but I literally cried the whole entire time. It was just so moving, and just everything that he had been through. So I was just when it came out, and I was I'm doing this 100%. I'm doing 2 rounds, 100%. I'm all for it. And for me personally, the meal planning isn't as hard as what I thought. Eat back the carb for week 2, because I did that meal plan with Sean Week. So that really wasn't bad. The hardest struggle for me is I'm a huge wine person, and I always substitute my yellow containers for wine. So that is my hardest struggle, especially because we're in the process of trying to pack up our house to move, and I'm potty training Florence, and it's just been so tonight I would have loved to have a glass of wine, but instead, as you guys can see, I'm drinking my water instead. But no, just I got really into Shaun T, so I was a little bit nervous because I didn't know how much I would get into this program, but I'm actually like obsessed with it. Like the way that Chris makes you feel when you're doing these workouts, like it's like to me, like, because I mean, I'm not like one who like, oh yeah, I love getting up at 5:30 in the morning to get my workout done. Like that is not me. Like no, I would rather sleep. But like I get excited to wake up with him because just like I mean he's fun. Like he jokes around and you've done the video where he says was it toesies and he like jokes about it. Like it's just a fun workout. Like I enjoy getting up and doing it, and it's not one of those workouts where it's like you're like, oh, I got it. Like, I was upset because today was my last day of Speed 35. And I was kind of like, oh, like it's over. So it's just, it's fun. And it definitely, if you stick with the meal plan, like I can already tell a huge difference. I'm down 3 pounds. And I wasn't even trying to lose weight with this. Like, I don't really have any other weight that I'm like trying to lose. But I mean, just from, like I said, being 100% committed, no cheats, and it's the same. Like I pack my lunch. I go to my mom's house a lot. I pack my lunch. I went to Deep Creek, Maryland. I had all my stuff packed for the day. It's not hard, to do that, and no one's going to say anything, to you when you do it. So it's definitely worth it. The way you're going to feel when you're done. That's like that accomplishment, because this is going to be my 6th, I think, program that I've completed 100%. And just like, that's what I needed in my life. I just needed that feeling of like, oh my God, you did it, because it is hard. It's not super easy, but like that feeling when you finish is just incredible. So I'm super excited. Got I think 10 days left, I think. So
that's awesome. I will say, I'll add to that, like, the first time I ever committed to a program 100%, for everybody out there that's like freaking the F out that they're not going to have wine or carbs or, that one little bite, that cheat. I just want you guys to understand the mental, like, bravery and courage and strength that comes from that. So, like, the first time that I committed to a program 100%, and this is just to go, like she said, she's a busy mom. She packs her lunches. Kaylin's schedule is absolutely insane. I am going to be moving as well. During these 3 weeks, I'm actually moving in with my boyfriend. I'm so excited. And I brought my first box over tonight, and we had like a moment, took a selfie. It was so lame. So I'm blushing. So I have that. My friend is going to stay with me for like the last 4 days. So my best friend, who, I never see, she's going to come here, and, I could say, oh, like, it's fine. I have to participate with her and like show her the breweries with her or whatever. But honestly, guys, like the first time I committed is when I first moved to Jacksonville. First got a job at this bar, at a bar, and I was bartending. And like, I was totally the girl trying to make friends who was totally not drinking at these social events, who was like not having cupcakes and trying the food before work like everybody else. Like, it was hard. And I was like really afraid of being judged, because I was like, I don't want these people to think I'm some like crazy weirdo who like doesn't drink beer and doesn't like French fries. Because I mean, you might not like beer, that's fine, that doesn't mean you're a weirdo, but like I definitely do. And I love French fries. And it's like a social thing. It's weird. Like, food is like this awkward social thing, and like people, I feel like we're gonna be judged because we're gonna say, I want this instead of that, or I brought this seat because I have goals. And the thing is like, don't let the fear of judgment cloud what your goals are and your discipline, because it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Like, it doesn't matter if they understand why you're doing this, or if they think you even have weight to lose, or they shame you because of that, or they, try to comfort you and tell you you're okay where you are, because that's all society knows how to do anymore, it seems like. Stick to your goals and stick to your truth, and respect yourself. And I'm telling you, more respect from others is going to follow. The more respect we show for ourselves, the more respect we're going to receive from other people. And honestly, like, yeah, sometimes that does start with a fitness program. Like, I've gained so much confidence from committing myself to a fitness program, and just seeing that I didn't eat the chips when they were right in front of me, and I got my workout in when I was exhausted, and saw what my body did, and then realized that I did that up here. So that is the beauty of this. And like, and I don't want us to go any longer on a rant, but I just want you guys to understand, and like for everyone that might listen to this afterward, that she's right. It's definitely hard, but it's definitely worth it. And I don't just mean because of the weight you're going to lose. Focus on how good it'll feel to say you're going to do something and then finally freaking do it. Absolutely. Have that after photo. Have that moment when it's day 21 and you can say, oh my God, I did this. And if you fall, if you stumble, get back up. Nobody's going to think anything of it. You shouldn't blame yourself or get down on yourself. We're all just humans here. Get back up, learn from it, and keep going. I'm not asking you for perfection. I'm asking you to just raise your bar a little bit. And maybe, if going 100%, that is just totally not even in your like mind right now, that you could not even possibly do that. But raise the bar to do something more, something harder, challenge yourself in some way, raise your bar and raise your ambition. So I'm excited. I'm totally fired up. I was fired up before, but now I'm really fired up.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll let you guys go unless you want to add anything else. So we keep this kind of short.
No, the only thing I have to add is, guys, it's a start. It's a start to something, that like I've done Beachbody for, I feel like years, just off and on. I've dabbled with programs. This is the first one I'm jumping into in 2 years, Mackenzie, probably, that we've been talking about this stuff, like
100%. Yeah.
Right. Like just try, there's nothing wrong with just trying. And biggest advice is take it one day at a time. You're going to look at 21 days and be like, holy shit, like 21 days is a long time. There's a lot of things that are going to happen. What if I fail on the first day? Like, just write down your goals. Cause that's something I didn't used to do. I used to be like, yeah, I want to be this way. I want to feel this way. I want to prove it to myself, but I never did it because I never saw those goals in front of me. So biggest advice, write down your goals. Literally, he reminds you of those goals the entire time you're working out. So it's not even like you're working out because you're like, oh yeah, here it is right in front of me. And then one meal at a time, one day at a time, and literally I've done a week already, and it feels easy to me. Like looking at ice cream to me now, which I just said I struggled with, is like, oh, that looks good. I have no desire because I know my goals and I want to stick with them. And it's just because I'm taking it literally 1 second at a time. So you guys can do it.
That's what he said the shift was. When we heard from him the first time, he said the shift is like realizing that you don't need to turn to ice cream, or you don't need to turn to wine or beer. Your mind is stronger. Your mind is stronger than wanting that piece of pizza. And as much as we think like that's so silly, like, of course my mind's stronger. Of course I don't need ice cream. Every time I do this, I recognize how much I depend on the comfort that can come from food sometimes, or depend on the comfort that can come from my own pity party, or I depend on the comfort that can come from excuses and being totally fine with just being here when you can be up here. So that was awesome, Kaylin. I totally agree with that, and I can't wait to feel that. So thanks for hopping on, guys. This is cool.
I'm glad I made it. Like I said, I was worried that I wasn't, but Josh got home in time, so I was good.
This was so cool. We might do this again, maybe like once we kind of get the group flowing. Let me go ahead and stop recording. Best of luck, guys.